Hello, it's Lynn, and here she is, the doe whom we Frankensteined out of the buck from the inlaid deer card made previously in the series. And we Frankensteined her out of this buck. Yes, I invented that verb, Frankenstein. And we're just showing very quickly how we made it for anyone who might not have seen the previous one in the series. As always, I'll show the products, but please don't worry if you don't see all of them or catch them quickly enough. I will be listing them below in the description. These are Lawn Fawn dies and stamp sets, and this is Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo masking paper. Because we'll be doing some Copic coloring, we'll use Memento Tuxedo Black ink for our images. We'll also be incorporating the Misty tool so that we can restamp should we need a darker image. We'll stamp the sentiment onto our card panel using VersaFine Onyx Black, a permanent pigment ink that gives a crisp image. I have a new camera, and I thought I would try to be like the cool kids and show you the caps of the Copic markers. But as you can see, that is not going to work. However, I did still want to show the Copic coloring because some people like to see that. I apologize for any fuzziness. I am listing the Copic colors on the screen, and we'll continue to just do that instead of trying to focus on it, on the caps rather, in the future. So my apologies for any fuzziness. If you care to watch this, that's fine. If not, I will just make one or two comments about the Copic coloring that on the very small items like the hearts, I did work from dark to light to minimize bleeding, and that I used a gold gel pen to color the ribbons and bows. I'm going to put on some music now if you care to watch. After that, we will go to die cutting the shapes on the big shot. will run the pieces through the big shot to die cut them, and that includes a panel that will be a piece for him on which to lie. And now we're setting up the decoration for his bachelor pad, and we're going to give her a little bow too to decorate her. And we are now setting up the dream cloud in which she'll sit, and setting up a panel by covering it up with some masking paper, putting down the masking clouds in which she'll sit for her dream cloud, and then determining how she'll sit in that dream cloud. Oh gosh, more vivisectionism. It's awful. Sorry about that. Did I tell you we had decorated badly? It is his place. You know, it does need a woman's touch. Now we're doing his carpet, and we are doing it with dabs so that it will have some texture to it. Removing the panel, and now adding some gold garland to his Christmas tree. And figuring out how he will look as if he's actually lying down on his little mat there. I think his tail would be probably flat if he were lying down, and a couple of muscle motions would look as if he were lying down. So we'll cut those down, add a pen to it to make it look as if it were natural. Use the multi-matte medium to put everything in place. Couple of hearts because it's all about love here. And then put him to sleep. He goes to sleep. So now we try to put it all together. We've got the tree, we've got the little guy, we've got the snowballs we cut out that we're using as the leaders to the dream cloud, but he's not looking quite right. Sorry, little guy, we have to trim you out a little bit more, but now he does look as if he's lying down. So that's going to work. So we're going to apply some multimedia matte to the flat items, using the quick stick to apply them, and some foam tape to the items that we want to be raised up. The tree gets applied flatly, and we raise up the little buck on his mat and the gifts. So even though this is a card for a gentleman, I decided it needed a bit more glitz, so I added some diamond stickles. I wanted to match the font on the front, however, I had no stamps that would match that, so I practiced, just sort of mimicking them. I have terrible handwriting, but I won't bore you with the practice of it. When the lettering is done, I use a corner jumper to cut a 4x-inch panel with a 1/4 inch round. Then I use my favorite tool, the Helix electric eraser, to erase the pencil marks. Look, it says "You animal, you," which is just so funny because it's just incongruous to the innocent little reindeer. Did I mention that this card is for my sweet husband? And now we're decorating the inner panel with some pretty pink posh stars, gluing down the inner panel, and some still photos follow. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Let's make a card.